Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Friday Night Tech Talk hosted by TED Talks. That's me. And with my co host, Mobile Geezer, also known as George to the right.
Hey, folks.
Let's put a little light, shed some light on this
Glad to be
video.
here.
Boom. Now, let's do some kudos to the first people in this chat. I believe Six Louis was first, early bird you are, then Nigel, and then Android Stud. You guys were on it with that link, and we
Leo,
appreciate it.
okay. Now, Nigel sent me a message that Brian had beat him in. So I don't know where Brian is now, but I think he got in there before 6 even. I'm not sure, though. All right, you're in charge, so we're following your lead.
Yes.
Can you hear
have
me?
Lost audio as soon as
Okay.
I started
Don't
the
scare me.
broadcast. iPad, why would you do this?
That figures.
It was
Hey, Max is in the.
And
Oh, Max is
And
in
Max,
the chat.
I
He's
see your
saying to
comment,
send him the link.
and I emailed the link to you. You and George is in the same email. The link is there. Check your email, Max Tuck.
That's what I still have the emails.
It's in the same email thread. Meantime, let me quickly. Come on. We ain't got time for this.
Now, I'm looking at the email you sent me. I don't see Max's email on it. Oh, but I see the one he sent earlier. So. Well, I guess you can.
Hold on.
He said he did.
Just logging on
he
to
didn't get it.
StreamYard on my LG G8X. Okay.
Yeah, I guess you could put it in Telegram form or something.
all
All
right.
right.
I'm seeing two of you and getting feedback also.
Come on, AirPod. Connect. AirPod. Just worked my ass.
And Max says he doesn't have Telegram, so let me get back in my email. I see if I can get back in my email.
Hello?
We need to kill one of those sessions. I'm still here. All right. Let me see if I can get
Okay.
the link from my email and send it.
Yeah, it doesn't want to connect to my AirPods for some reason. Gosh. We got the signal. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you need to kill one of those sessions, otherwise we're going to keep getting that.
All right, let's see. How do I end this one? Oh, let me just close the tab. Okay, I closed the tab on the iPad, but I still see myself. Okay, maybe I can kick myself off. TED Talks removed from stream. There we go.
It sounds a lot better. Okay. All right. Max, I just sent the link out again to the original email you sent me. Okay. So let's see if Max gets the email this time. Oh, you're doing that number with the twirling head.
I was trying to put the phone in landscape mode. Ugh.
And we've got sun coming over your right shoulder.
Hey, Mr. Sun, because I asked it to shine down on me.
Okay. See, I go back to the old days. Good day, sunshine. That's the Beatles, in case you don't know.
Yeah, I didn't. Thank you for that. Okay, I think Max Tech is coming in. I'm adding him in right now.
Hey there, everyone.
Okay.
Hey, Max. Thanks for.
We're seeing Simba. We're not seeing your face.
Yeah, I'm not going to do the webcam. I'm not going to do a face reveal until I get 1,000 subs. So.
Oh.
Not gonna do
all right, guys.
Face reveal until you get it. All right, Max. Listening to your voice, I have to ask, being the old fart that I am, how old are you?
15.
Okay, you sound 15.
George, you remember that age?
Exactly. 6. Vaguely. He's 60 years behind me. You're asking me to remember. The reason I remember when I was 15, because that's when I first started playing and singing in bands. First band I was ever in, I didn't go in as a sax player. I was the only one that had a drum set. So the first job I ever did, I played drums, even though I'm a sax player and a singer.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on the
$1,000
Galaxy Note 20 having a plastic back and a 60 hertz screen?
Oh, shit.
I wouldn't be playing. Let me
for the
mute
same
for a
price
minute, guys.
Because for the same price, you can get an S20 that has a glass back and a 120 hertz screen. I just don't get it.
Yeah, this year, Samsung did to the Note series what Google's been doing to the Pixel series, just diluting the name heavily. So now that only the budget brand is only like the thing everybody cares about.
Yeah, because people actually buy the mid-range ones, right? Like the A51 and stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, no, that plastic back. It's not even enough that it's like a plastic back. For years, the Note has been it's everything but the kitchen sink line, and
I mean, I understand that, like, they're going to do a plastic back on the Pixel 4a.
A lot of people are complaining about that kind of money for a plastic.
Yeah, I understand that they're going to do a plastic back on the Pixel 4a.
Yeah, but you're talking about a $350 person.
I know, it's $350 for $1,000.
But it's not just the plastic back; it's the other things that were watered down, like like you don't get the smooth scrolling.
Yeah, and it's only Full HD plus, not QHD plus. So
yeah, so
it's.
Like with the Galaxy, when you have a Galaxy S20, an S20 just has more attractive specs.
Those were
good.
good.
That's
like I can just picture in my head like a graph. So like sales of Galaxy Note 20s 0, Note 20 Ultra, it's like 400,000 or however many they're going to sell. Hey, that S20 is a pretty good phone. That was a great choice.
I love this phone.
Which phone is that? Is that the S20? Just a regular S20? It looks kind of small in your hands.
This is the regular S20. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I never had any video issues. I never had any.
That's great.
That wasn't me. I know that.
But is anyone else gonna buy a Note series this year? I know George is, and he's still saving money for the Microsoft phone. How about you, Max?
I've always been more interested in the S series. Like the Note series has never really excited me as much as the S series. Like the S20 series, they really knocked it out of the park this year. But then the Note 20, I was just like, eh. But a combination of that and the leaks basically told us everything already. So I wasn't really hyped or surprised when they announced what they announced. Except I was surprised that they made the Note 20 so bad. So I guess that was a surprise in itself.
Speaking of that,
Well, I wouldn't say it was.
I think it was the last talk we had. If you remember, George, I was saying, all these press releases should just do like, a live stream instead of live press conferences in person. But I don't know. I think Galaxy should just, as soon as the pandemic is over, just go back to the in-live product reviews, because I don't know, it was just cringe as all heck. It was a diverse lineup, but with this,
See, a lot of people hated it. I didn't. It didn't bother me.
Like also with the Galaxy Buds, like Apple releases like one kind of AirPods like every so often. Like in the time span of 1 year, they've released two models, the Buds Plus and then the Buds Live.
Yeah,
and then
true.
like a year before that, there's the Buds, and then they've had like special colors and all that. It's confusing. Are those the Buds Plus or the normal ones?
I've got these are the Buds Plus, but
Yeah.
I almost got the Buds Live, but I just watched Flossie's review of them, and I said, no, I'm gonna pass.
No. Yeah, I think everyone's saying this, but I totally agree. The Buds Live look like beans.
Yep, kidney.
Like beans
Well,
for your
they're
ears.
supposed to look like beans, and Flossie loved the sound of them, but they don't stick in his ear very well. He said you probably shouldn't be doing a workout with those.
Yeah, as for me, I'm using the
He
AirPods
liked the
2nd gen
sound.
right now. I'm using the AirPods 2nd gen. Those are actually really nice. They fit perfectly in my ears. They sound good enough. I mean, I'm sure they sound great, actually, at least for me. I don't use
I have the original AirPods, but they don't fit in my ears unless I use these.
Yeah, I never use the double tap to Siri feature. I don't know why, but I just never use that. And also, they don't have active noise cancellation, but I haven't actually really experienced that yet. So I don't really feel like I'm losing out on much, even though I know I kind of am. Yeah, but my friend has the AirPods Pro, and so, yeah.
Yeah, I like my AirPods, but right now my favorites are the Samsung Buds Plus. So
yeah, I should try those. But those ones you made a video about, the budget ones, what are they called? Nubio. Yeah, I actually I wanna try those.
They're right here. Now these are $34. Yeah, over the weekend I'll put a follow up. There's no
cool.
There's no ambient.
Like a review.
And you can only connect to one phone at a time, but for $35, they're pretty good.
I mean, yeah, and with the hooks and the customizable tips and everything, like, yeah. Wait, the case when you hold the case for those budget ones.
Oh yeah,
the case seemed awfully big. Like, can you put it next to the Buds case, the Galaxy Buds case, just for comparison? Because it seemed really big.
There's the difference. It is huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
And I guess that's because of the wraparound part on the earbuds.
Yeah. You need to have some weird geometry.
But I touched them bicycle riding a few times, and no problem. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Ted, are you talking at all?
Yeah.
Just switch to some more.
Okay,
some new
so I
headphones.
make sure you can hear me. He loves to do that to me. He's always keeping me on my toes. That's why.
Yeah.
So, should we have some? I'm sorry, Max. I don't think we showed the article. I shared the articles with you. Let me send that over to you right now.
Wait, what?
The articles that we're going to talk about tonight.
He didn't share the articles with you.
Okay.
But I think
I'm
they're in
doing
the
it right
bottom
now.
of the stream, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they're in the description.
Didn't you share them in the stream?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'm in StreamYard right now. I'm not actually in the live stream itself on YouTube, so I need to open that up. I'm just in the StreamYard studio, so I'm opening the thing up right now. I'm going to mute myself really quickly and get that. Wait up.
Okay. All right. Meanwhile, I've already got the first one up, so I'm going to share the screen for whenever we're ready to go. That way, all you have to do is click it through whenever he comes back. Oh, he said he was going to mute himself. I didn't know he was going to disappear.
Actually, I have to be ready to add him back.
Well, this is a different show so far.
Yeah.
But I'm not having any issues, so I'm good.
Yeah, I'll have to. My iPad is completely. It was in this time the iPad and the AirPods failed. Huh. Double whammy.
Now, is that regular iPad or iPad Pro?
iPad Pro. It was the same thing that happened last week. The audio cut
Okay,
out.
that's what I thought.
So
Okay.
it's like I have to keep my MacBook a little bit longer going forward. Going forward, these live streams are gonna have to be
Makes
done.
sense to me.
Okay, Max, come on in. Use
He
the
says
link.
he's not
Use
in the
it.
stream.
Yeah, just use the same link, buddy. Find your way back. Find your way back. Let me send you another email with the link just in case. Oh, that's him right there.
Yeah, I'm telling him to click the link again.
There you
Came in?
I'm back.
Okay.
Actually, can I
I
just
was
like read the
just
articles
gonna
off
tell
the
you to
screen
click the
real
link
quick?
again, but you did.
It might be really small. So yeah, I have the live stream on YouTube open and a new tab muted, so I'll be able to get that. So yeah.
Okay. All right, Ted, are you going to read the first story?
Yeah, sure.
All right,
Let's see
I've
what
got
the-
it shared, so whenever you want to put it up,
So the first story.
we're
oh my
listening to you, brother.
gosh. Hold on, let me rebalance my LG G8X.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now that's an advantage of
Yeah,
having
that,
the dual
folks,
screen
Ted-
case.
Ted
You can
is
just kind of hold it
unbalanced.
a little bit, and then you can just like have the thing propped up.
Yeah.
The only downside of that is it'll fall every now and then. But I do genuinely think that dual screen case is pretty cool because you can have
Kinda
two
like-
apps at once.
Kind of like me, I fall every now and then. Okay.
But no, like
Yeah.
you have to flip it. You gotta flip it. So like, you're using the anchor.
Oh, like
you're using
like
the
a
other
laptop
screen.
kind of.
Yeah, like when you put the laptop, like the
Yeah.
keyboard on the other side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes gotta do it like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'm actually using a laptop right now, so I don't need to worry about it falling down or anything.
I should have used a laptop first thing instead of this
Yeah.
trusting my fate on this
Yeah.
iPad. But let's see the first story. You got it, George? Google Plus
And I'm
profile
using a desktop. Yep, it's yeah, I already shared it. You're in control of showing it, though.
Oh crap. Layout.
Yeah, I can share it, but you're in control.
Oh, I like this setup better.
Now you're changing the layout.
Yeah.
Actually, I was hoping.
But yeah, you have to click something, Ted, to show it.
I'm on mobile.
Big Ted.
You're
I'm on
clicking on the
mobile.
wrong stuff.
All right, what do I click on? Post, broadcast.
Do you want me to share my screen?
I'm not sure.
I have it pulled up. Here, I'll pull the thing up in a separate window there.
No, it doesn't matter. I've already got it shared, but he's got to allow it because he's in charge.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
even if you shared your screen, it's not going to do anything until
Oh.
he puts it up there.
Oh, and now we're back.
There we go.
Huh.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Sorry for this amateur
right,
hour
so
stuff, guys. So,
And the name
but yeah.
of the website is Google Plus Digital. Oh,
Google-
Plus Data Litigation.com.
Say that 3 times fast.
Is this an official Google website? Because this doesn't look very
Google
Google.
Plus Data Litigation.com, Google Plus Data Litigation.com, Google Plus Data Litigation.com. You're talking to somebody who sang in bands for 50 years. That wasn't very hard for me. Okay.
Okay, George. And to answer your question, Max, no, this has nothing to do with Google. This is actually it's actually a judgment against Google because they got sued. So this is from lawyers.
Oh, wait, why did they get sued?
Oh,
It's going to tell us here.
Because they
Right.
Yeah.
because they took away Google. Well, you'll hear it. You'll see it in the story. But they took away Google Plus
Okay.
from all of us who use these. So I'm going to get a whole $12.
ooh-wee.
All right, go
Yeah.
ahead, Ted. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, let's see. Let's go to On June 10th, 2020, the Honorable Edward J. Davila of the U.S. District Court of the Northern District of California granted preliminary approval of this class action settlement and directed the litigants to provide this notice about the settlement. You have received this notice because Google's records indicate that you may be a settlement class member and you may be eligible to receive a payment from the settlement. Hey. The final approval hearing on the adequacy,
Yeah, I got this
reasonableness,
email 3 days ago.
and fairness of the settlement will be held at 9 a.m. at November 19, 2020 at San Jose Courthouse, Courtroom 4, 5th floor, located at 280 South First Street, San Jose, California. You are not required to attend the final approval hearing, nor should you, but you are welcome to do so at your own expense.
Yeah,
At
exactly.
your own expense.
And health.
There's a risk.
The expense being your health. Now, the summary. Google
And make sure you
operated.
have a mask.
Now, summary of the litigation. Google operated the once popular Google Plus social media platform for consumers from June 2011 to April 2019. In 2018, Google announced that Google Plus platform had experienced software bugs between 2015 and 2018, which allowed app developers to access certain Google Plus profile field information in an unintended manner. Plaintiffs Mathematic Zach Harris, Charles Olson, and Eileen M. Pinkowski therefore filed this lawsuit asserting various legal claims on behalf of a putative class of Google Plus users who were allegedly harmed by the software bugs. Google denies plaintiffs' allegations, denies any wrongdoing and any liability whatsoever, and believe that no class members, including the plaintiffs, have sustained any damages or injuries due to the software bugs. Then I don't know how this settlement came about then.
Yeah.
Now, summary of settlement terms. Under the settlement,
Easier,
Google will pay.
cheaper than dragging it on. That's why.
Google will pay $7.5 million, which will be used to fund the class member settlement payments, attorney's fees not to exceed 25% of settlement fund, 4 service awards to class representatives in an amount not to exceed $1,500 each, admin costs and fees, and if necessary, Cypress distribution of any residual funds. Amount of payments. Class members who submit a valid claim may receive a pro rata share of the net settlement fund up to a cash payment of, wait for it, $12.
I mean,
depending on the number of claimants. So
that's not even worth it then. It's just $12.
but if there's a whole lot of people,
Well, yeah, all you have to
do
do is submit an email.
But if there's like a 100,000 or 500,000 settlement members, then you probably get like $8 or maybe even $4. So
Yeah.
each class member can submit only one claim, and any funds remaining in the net settlement after distribution to class members will be distributed to Cypress recipients that have been selected by a neutral third party and approved by the court. The payments above for class members who submit a valid claim will be made by an electronic payment, either PayPal or digital check. And then,
That's convenient.
So after that, it just goes into your options of what you can do. You can submit a claim for some sweet $12 or a cup of coffee at the Starbucks.
I'm going to do
You
the
can-
fourth option.
You can opt out of the settlement so that you can sue Google yourself, or you can file an objection with your court, which, is just to say, hey, you guys are wasting my time giving this stuff out, or, putting your own suggestion in, or you can just do nothing and get nothing.
Yeah, I'm just going to do nothing. It's not even worth it. It's just $12.
I mean, all you have to do is just, put your name and your other contact details in. You have to put in personal
All you
information,
have to
which
do
you may
is
not
click
feel
a link and
comfortable
put in
about.
your
Yeah.
name.
I don't know.
Yeah, but the last time I took a
I'll
part
be
of something
submitting
like this,
mine because I used to use Google Plus like crazy.
yeah,
Okay.
you used the groups feature, didn't you, George?
I never used Google Plus, so this
Yes.
affects me in no way.
Yeah, you definitely.
When I
did
first
talk about
started,
it, Mark.
when I first started doing YouTube, Google Plus was practically all I used.
Okay.
Did you
Let's
see?
see.
Did you see Samuel's comment here, Ted, that he's watching on his G8X,
Yeah, I see that, and he's already submitted his claim.
and he's already.
You know how he
Don't
already
forget,
submitted.
you can put his comments on.
Oh yeah. He already submitted his claim because on the LTG8X he
Yeah.
has the 2 screens, so he's listening to the show and he's submitting the claim at the same time. See.
Good for him. Good for him. I haven't submitted mine yet. I think you have until next month to submit it, I think.
Yeah, you got plenty of time. But yeah, I was actually an early adopter of Google Plus, and it's a shame, damn shame. You know, the head of Google Plus is actually the reason why Marquez blew up.
Oh, really?
And
Why?
he put a tweet out. You know, he just said, you know, Marcus Brownlee was like the best tech YouTuber there was, and you know that because the guys from Google, people listened to that tweet, and you know he got launched because of it.
Eat.
Yeah.
That's one way to get promoted.
And Max be encouraged because Marquez started when he was 14. So
Oh.
Yeah.
good
I
sign
should
for
I
you.
should create a Twitter account under the name of like I don't know, I don't know, and then just say Max Six Studios is the coolest tech YouTuber. Watch his videos, and then boom.
I think some
I'm trying to get that.
big shot at Google has to be the one to say it.
Oh. Right.
But yeah.
All right.
But yeah, you know, it's a shame. I had an idea for Google Plus one time, you know, when it was clearly failing as a social media thing. Hold on. You just got to bring the whole thing out to me.
Well, you know, I could reach out to the hackers that hacked Bill Gates and Apple and just kind of, pay them a little bit of money, get a little promotion, and my work will be done.
Hey, Big House. But actually,
one has already been arrested.
Yeah,
one
a
has already been
teenager,
arrested,
Max.
and he's like a year
Cool.
I think.
He was like, the 17-year-old teenager got arrested because, you know, blabbing
He's
his mouth.
17. How inspirational.
Yeah. And he'll be in jail for a few years.
That's a shame. He's going to be charged in his adult.
He's going to have to do some time.
Yeah.
That's a shame. I think he deserves everything he gets. I hope he gets as much as possible.
It's a shame that he's going to be charged as an adult.
That's just me.
Yeah. Joker Tech, Mike is in the chat. Hey guys, 2 hours drive home. Storms, tornado.
Mike
Mike, maybe
you want to hear a guy that was really upset. Yeah, Mike was very upset when Google Plus went out. He got very upset about it.
Ooh.
Oh, Big House is in here now too. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, seriously, Mike.
What's up, Big House?
Safe, man. Maybe you shouldn't even be driving. Oh, he's not home.
Oh, yep. Yeah.
Hey,
You know if he's going to join us tonight?
Yeah, if he was.
No, he's not. He's not going to
just-
join us. He's got 2. No, he's helping his. I think he's probably in Pennsylvania because he's helping his son with his brand new house.
Oh.
So he already told us last week, the other day, that he probably wouldn't be on. And I know Will's not going to be on because he had to take his kid somewhere. So it's just us tonight, guys. All right, I've got the next story up for whenever you want to share it. I've got it shared, and I'll read this one, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm waiting for it to pop up.
I have to share it
Did you
again?
click it? Because I shared it a while ago. Yeah, you have to do the same thing. Only you can allow a share to be shown because you're in charge.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So this is on petapixel.com. Never heard of that one. Right. AP photographers will only shoot Sony from now on. The Associated Press, one of the world's largest and most respected news agencies, has just announced an exclusive partnership with Sony Imaging. From this point on, Sony will become the exclusive camera supplier for AP news photographers around the world. The partnership was unveiled this morning and is being hailed as the biggest camera deployment in the history of the AP. In a short video announcing the news, the AP's deputy managing editor of visual and digital journalism, Derry McCrudden, outlined several overarching benefits of using a single brand. As he points out, this is the first time that the AP is knitting out our photographers and our video journalists with one kit from the same manufacturer. Prior to this, all AP staff photographers used one brand, Canon, based on our research, and all videographers another. This move will change immensely the way we're able to operate, says McCrudden. The quality of our videos will go up, the quality of our photos will go up, our teams will be able to share kit, memory cards, batteries, lenses. This is a game changer for the AP and will give us more flexibility into the future. Following up on McCrudden's comments, AP Director of Photography David Ack, I assume that's how you pronounce it, explained how the move to mirrorless will impact photojournalists shooting under the AP badge. What has me really excited about the switch to mirrorless cameras is we can now work in total silent mode. We can truly become flies on the wall without that annoying shutter sound interrupting the scene, says Ack. This is a huge leap forward in photojournalism. In terms of specific gear, Ack tells DP Review that most photographers will be kitted out with a Sony A9 II, with select few scoring a Sony A7R4 instead. The vast majority of the stills photographers will get the A9 Mark IIs. We will get some A7R4s for the videographers and a couple for some of our entertainment shooters who do a lot of portraits, but the standard kit will be the A9 Mark II. The news will no doubt be met with groans from the Nikon and Canon camps and cheers from the Sony faithful. Despite the success of Sony's full-frame mirrorless cameras, including the Sony A9 cameras aimed at sports shooters and photojournalists, the majority of photojournalists have continued to stick with what they know, shooting Nikon and Canon. This announcement might not change that overnight, but it lends Sony a photojournalistic legitimacy that has thus far eluded the brand. So I'm assuming you put this in here because this one excited you, yes?
Yeah, and if you click on the second link that's right under it, you'll see why. You'll see and hear why. Let me get ready to cast that for you.
Second link, where is it? Oh, I got you.
Yeah, in Google Keep.
I know what you mean. All right. Okay.
The YouTube link.
The YouTube one?
Yep.
Okay.
Does it play sound?
I believe I did it last week, I think. It's coming up very slowly, but it seems to be coming up. Yeah, I've got 6 windows open, I think, or 5 windows open.
But while we wait
I'm waiting
for that to load,
come on, finish loading.
I think Sony's actually been having a good year, you know? The Sony, what's that? Did it crash?
Please don't crash.
No, it didn't crash. It was just telling me it's not going to crash. It's just going to tell me it's slow. That's my computer because I've got so many windows open, but I don't think I can close it.
It's really slow when you're live streaming because it eats up so much RAM and CPU power and all that. So
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And bandwidth.
Here it comes.
yeah.
I think it's coming. Here we go.
I was saying.
There it is, kind of. A little bit, maybe. Slightly.
But I was saying Sony's been having a good year.
It's a patience test.
I think Sony's. Fast forward
and yes,
to
we have sound.
Yeah, 27-second mark. Fast forward to the 27 seconds.
If I can.
Ah, it's a crawl.
Oh, I did. Is that where you want it?
Yep. Let it play.
I don't hear anything.
Oh, I hear it.
Okay.
I hear it faintly, George.
All right, I don't hear it at all. But I have the next article up on a separate window. When we're ready for that.
I'm hearing.
Well,
I'm
anyway,
hearing it normally. So.
Well, the reason why I had that link up is because whenever they do those press conferences, yeah, go ahead and kill it. But the reason why I had that video up is because whenever they do the press conferences, whenever they have like they're taking photos, they always makes that sound go. It drives me insane.
Oh yeah.
It's like they have it. It's like they have their cameras on burst mode, and I don't know why. Like it's just a talking head. They don't even need. It's not like they're taking pictures of Olympic runners.
I mean, you if you really wanted to, you could take a video or something. Like you're just gonna take like a picture of his mouth closed, his mouth slightly open, his mouth open a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more.
Yeah, but with these Sony cameras, it's now going to be silent. Okay, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, you're not going to get
that's why they're switching to the new cameras.
Okay.
When you switch to mirrorless cameras,
and I think that's a throw. I think it's a throwback to the old days because that's what they always did. Even when I was a kid, you always heard that burst camera working in the background.
Yeah.
It's because they're DSLRs, and so whenever a DSLR has to take a picture, it always has to move the mirror inside the camera, and that's what makes it so loud. Whereas mirrorless cameras, they don't have that.
Yeah.
So they're
one time,
quieter.
one of my favorite YouTubers actually did a vlog where he went to the the Google campus, or when he was there, they said he couldn't film videos, but they allowed him to take pictures, so he just took it on burst mode. But then in the video, he had like audio clip of like it going, and I was just like, why would you put that there? Just show the photos without the audio.
Like, why did he just?
Exactly.
Why didn't he just video record in private, in secret?
Yeah, I think he had like a vlogging
Google
camera.
Probably would have banned him.
Either a vlogging camera or a DSLR.
Plus,
more likely
Google probably would have banned him from the campus at that point.
All right. Well, who's got the next one?
The next one up.
I got the next one.
Is it the one for YouTube or is it the Engadget one?
Engadget. That's what I have pulled up.
It's Engadget.
Okay.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure I had the right one.
Oh.
All right, it's slowly loading up. My computer's kind of okay. Here it comes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm sharing the screen. Okay, I've got it shared, Ted. Whenever you're ready. Max, do you want to read one or not?
Yeah, I'll do this one.
Yeah, get it, Max. Go on.
Okay. Google Play Music will start shutting down in September. You have until December to back up or transfer your Play Music content. It's been a long time coming, but Google is in the final stages of shutting down its long-standing Google Play Music app and service in favor of YouTube Music. The shutdown will start in September in Australia and New Zealand, while the app will stop working in October for the rest of the world. At that point, you won't be able to stream from the Google Play Music app at all. Streaming on the web will stop then as well. While Google Play Music will stop functioning sometime in October, former users will have until December this year to transfer all their music and data out of the service. This means you can either port everything to YouTube Music or retrieve your uploaded and purchased music as well as user data through Google's Takeout tool. Google has offered a transfer tool to go from Google Play Music to YouTube Music since May, and it'll keep working after Play Music has stopped streaming. This tool brings over everything you've uploaded to Play Music, anything you've purchased from Google Play Music, playlists you've created, streaming songs you saved to your library, and data about your listening habits. After December, that data will be purged, so you'll want to make sure you've grabbed everything before then. There are also some previously unannounced changes coming to Google's music products. In addition to shutting down the Play Music streaming service, Google's also removing music from the Play Store entirely. That means Google won't have a place to buy music outright like Apple does with the long-running iTunes Store and Amazon does with their own platform. If you're a person who still likes to own music rather than stream it, you won't be able to buy it from Google. You can purchase it from other services and upload it to YouTube Music, though. The music store shutdown will take place in late August. Unfortunately, Google hasn't given us exact dates for any of these changes, but the writing is clearly on the wall. If you've been using Google Play Music, it's time to back up your data now, either to transfer it to YouTube Music or just to make sure it's not lost at the end of the year. That's particularly true if you've been using Google Play Music's upload feature to store music you've acquired over the years. The time to download it is now, lest you lose it forever.
Yeah.
I've actually been using YouTube
Unless,
Music.
of course, you're like me and you keep all your music.
I've actually been using YouTube
See, I
Music.
keep all my music backed up on Google Play Music and Amazon.
One at a time. What were you
I've
saying,
actually
Mass?
I've been using YouTube
Okay.
Music for a few months now. I think since the beginning of the year or something, and I've actually never used Google Play Music before. But yeah, I really like the experience of YouTube Music, especially on desktop. Like there's a Chrome app you can get, and I like the experience on that. And then also on mobile, it's really good. The
Do you
only
use the free version?
So,
yeah, I have the free
so
version.
Max,
The
have
only-
you been paying for it?
No, I've not been paying for it. I have the free version. So the free version has ads, and it won't offer the ability to play in the background. But if you pay $10 a month, then you don't get ads, and you get to have it play in the background. But when the iPhone supports picture-in-picture, and Android already supports it, so I don't quite see the use of it unless I don't think it actually will do it. But yeah, Bad News Brown in the chat. I agree. YouTube Music is better than Play Music. I've never used Play Music, but
So Max, why don't you just use YouTube Fans then and just use that to just exclusively play music?
you mean what do you mean? Like use YouTube and just search for the music on the YouTube platform and then just do it that way?
No, YouTube Fans. It's a gray market app that you use to get all the features of YouTube Premium. So you can play YouTube with no ads. You can save videos.
I mean, I don't really want to. Okay, I guess that's cool, but yeah, I'm definitely not getting YouTube Premium anytime soon. But I don't really get ads on YouTube Music because I use an ad blocker, and I know people won't like the ad blocker because then I won't be able to support them with the ads and all that. But I don't know. For me, it's worth it. And
I can't blame you. What ad blocker do you use?
AdBlock Plus for Chrome. That's what I use.
I thought there was one that you use for phones. I'm using what's this thing, Blockada, and I'm not too sure about it.
Never heard of that.
But I've been a Google Play Music subscriber since day one. And
Well, you gotta transfer your stuff to YouTube Music before it's too late.
I already transferred my stuff, and the transfer went very well on YouTube Music. I tried it out for a week, and I have to say, initially, YouTube Music, now it's actually better than Google Play Music.
It is, right?
Yeah, Gary is right. It's also the look is better. The look is better.
The experience, the fact that it's a YouTube app. I just like YouTube branded apps over Google apps. I don't know why. It's just a personal thing, but
it's just the same. It's the same thing.
I don't want to pay, what is it, $15 a month. I already have YouTube TV, which is they raised the price of YouTube TV to $65 a month, and they added 6 channels. So it used to be $50.
66.
Okay. But yeah, now we pay for that.
Actually, it used to be $38.
Yeah, and that's what me and my family use as our alternative to cable TV, because obviously the future isn't in the direction of cable TV. So we decided we'd get YouTube TV, and it's a great platform. It has all the channels and everything, but it's just so expensive. And
I love
the only small little benefit of of the raised price and the new added channels, I don't even think this counts, but I used to really like SpongeBob, and I still kind of do. I don't know why. It's just I feel like that's a show that everyone likes.
You're allowed.
Well, yeah, kind of. But like, they added Nickelodeon to YouTube TV when they raised the price, so I guess that I can watch SpongeBob on demand whenever I want to. But I don't really watch it anymore. So yeah.
I have YouTube Premium for $10 a month because I got grandfathered in. It feels so nice to be grandfathered into something.
Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
that right, Gary?
Yeah. Yeah, my
But yeah, that's another thing that YouTube is that Google killed. Google Play Music. Anything else that what's other thing that Google killed this year?
well,
Pixel
Google
4.
Plus, they killed that last year. We talked about that, claim your $12.
Pixel 4, they killed Pixel 4. Did you guys hear about that?
Really? Like they just stopped selling it?
Yeah, they killed.
Or no,
Yes,
They killed it. Yeah,
selling the
yesterday.
3.8. They killed the 3.8. They stopped selling that one.
Yeah, they did it. They stopped selling the 4 yesterday.
Really? So now all you can get is the 4A.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess they envision like this mid-range future for smartphones. $350 is the way to go, I guess.
Gary, it's dead.
That's true.
Come on, Gary.
Well, Gary's saying discontinued, not killed. Yeah. Okay.
It's dead. It's
Remember
gone.
when
They just hit the body.
Remember the battery problem that was on the Pixel 4? Like there was like a serious battery issue.
I thought the battery issue was that the battery was too small.
Right.
Well, and there was just like there was something wrong. I don't know what it was, but they fixed it in a software update, and it like actually made the phone really good. And like at one point they had it for $500. I don't know if before they discontinued it, they still sold it for $500, but it was actually a great value flagship at that point. And you can probably find them used or even new on places like eBay or Amazon. I still think it's actually a great phone now that they fixed the battery issue.
Hold on, Gary. Let me go
I
see
guess
about
it
this.
depends on who you talk to, because according to Jerome, his battery has never gotten any better.
It's not still in the Google store. That's what we just talked about. But Best Buy, I think it would actually be in Best Buy, right?
It's sold out in my Best Buy, so.
Oh, I didn't check.
Actually,
I might have to leave.
so, and on Google, it's out of stock. It's out of stock on Google as well, Gary.
Oh, it's out of stock. Okay, so they're just.
Yeah,
It's not coming back in stock.
So where's this discontinuing thing coming from?
It was reported. I think it was announced by Verge.
So what? The Verge. Oh.
Yeah.
Not saying that they're a bad newn site, but you can trust The Verge. I mean,
and Gary's saying they just stopped manufacturing it.
Add like a quarter and a half worth of thermal paste to your CPU.
Pixel 4 discontinued. I want to see actually where the store did originate from. But if it's out of stock everywhere.
Samuel in the chat, he says he got a 4XL for $490 used. I think that's actually a great deal. Given that they fixed the battery issue and everything, I actually think it's a really good one.
Let's see. Google has already discontinued. This is from TechCrunch, 9 to 5 Google.
Everyone's talking about it now.
Yeah. No. It's Google confirmed it. Google confirmed to us. Yeah.
Okay, but Samuel actually brought up a great point in the chat. Swappa, like that is basically the place to go if you want to buy a used phone or something, because they actually have really good prices on stuff. And if you can find a great price on Pixel 4, then I would say
everybody. Yeah.
Go ahead. If you can find a Pixel 4 for $350, which I doubt it, I would say it's better than the Pixel 4a. Just a personal thing.
Let's see. Gary says, they just stopped it. That's killed. They're not selling it anymore. But no, it was confirmed by Google that it discontinued the Pixel 4 line. It will no longer be sold on the Google store, though it will be available from other retailers while supplies last. The company reiterates that the phone will receive OS and monthly security updates until October 2022. I mean, they
I think
stopped
we-
making it. George? Oh, it's Max. Max! There you go.
So if we
I don't know
made
what
Max
happened
mad
there.
and he left, does that make him Mad Max?
Okay.
No, not really. On the verge. Okay.
Discontinued and
Okay.
killed are two different. Okay, all right. I'll agree with you there, Gary.
Yeah,
Discontinued and
yeah.
killed.
Look
are
them
two
up in the
different things.
dictionary. You'll see different words and such. Yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, I really don't see the point in discontinuing the Pixel 4 and
I've got the
4 XL.
next
I mean,
story whenever.
you got your mid-range phone, you got your flagships. Like, how does Google not understand that? Like, every company, like Apple and Samsung, LG,
Max.
even Huawei,
Max.
you know, they're all, yeah.
Max, never try to figure out Google because they never can figure it out.
Yeah. They're a
Well,
weird
actually-
company.
well, no. What's his name? What's his
No,
name?
but
Dave
did you know
Tuesday.
this? If you go to the Google merchandise store where you can buy like Google pens and sweatshirts and stuff, they'll sell like a Google bike for like $20 or something. And
Really?
it's like really weird and stuff. And on top of that, at the Google campus, they lose like 2,000 bikes per week, and they're just selling them off for $20. It's almost as if they don't want them anymore. Just a little.
Yeah. Fun fact. Yeah. one
Well,
was
yeah,
tracked all the
people
way
have been
up.
stealing their bikes for weeks, for years.
Oh wow! So you might as well
Yeah.
just get one for $20, ultra cheap. It's as if Google doesn't want to use the bike system anymore, and I don't blame them. I mean, it was kind of a dumb idea to begin with to just kind of let people roam around the place with bikes with no security on them or anything. Like maybe integrate security systems
Well,
into
they
them,
have
like your
tried.
Google of all companies.
They have tried to get the police to go after these people, but since they're not going to have any police, I guess it won't matter.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Bad News Brown says Apple discontinued the
next
10
story up
when
whenever you're
SE2 was. Apple discontinued the iPhone 10 when the iPhone 10s and 10R came out, right? Or is he talking about something else?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
When I got the 10E, I think
Yeah, you're right, Max. I think
Yeah,
Apple discontinued the 10 when
yeah,
the 10R came out.
because the 10 and the 10s are basically the same thing, so you might as well be selling the newer model at the
Yeah.
same price.
Yeah, you're right.
Because if they
That's a good
discounted
one.
the price of the iPhone 10 and sold that alongside there, it would probably be the more attractive option, given it looks the same and is cheaper. So they didn't want to pull sales away from the new flagships back in 2018.
But well, back to what you were saying before,
That makes
Max, about
sense.
I think Google actually might be like moving away from selling the Pixel as a flagship now. I don't think it'll have the.
That's actually a good strategy. I mean, there are companies that base their entire brand name off of having a budget or like a mid-range kind of connotation to them. Because Realme, take Realme as an example. They make really great phones at really low prices, and I think Google wants their brand name to kind of follow that.
It's a shame it has to be the Pixel though, because I was there.
And Redmi also.
Yeah, Redmi. Great. And what else? I mean, OnePlus used to be that. But now they make flagships. I guess perfect place for the Pixel.
OnePlus was never that. OnePlus was never like the budget brand. They just had one product that they had to push.
Well, I'm not saying they were the budget brand, because there's definitely a fine line between budget and mid-range. But back in the early days, they sold a flagship grade phone for what, $300.
Yeah, that's true.
Way back in the early days, and then the OnePlus 2, that was bad. And then the OnePlus
That was
3,
a bad year for phones, but yeah.
yeah.
That was a hard
But then
year.
the OnePlus 3, they fixed the problem, and then from the OnePlus 5 on, I feel like the OnePlus 6 is really when they wanted to be thought of as a flagship brand, or
Because
like
they killed the headphone jack. Yeah.
Well, they killed the headphone jack, yeah. Well, with the OnePlus 6T, right? And I mean, only flagships kill the headphone jack, right?
And that's why, and Sony brought it back, and that's why I think Sony, this could be their year, 2020, a year of many things.
But nobody, I don't think anybody cares about the headphone jack anymore. The market is flooded with wireless earbuds. You can get an amazing pair for like what, $35, or you can get a really high end pair for $250 if you want to. Or you can go even more expensive if you want to, or you can go somewhere in between. You can get an amazing pair for there you go. There you go, George.
Oh,
there you go. And then there's the Galaxy Buds. Listen, I agree that wireless is the future, and nobody needs headphone jacks in 2020.
Okay, but Max, what's George using right now?
He's using wired earbuds.
He's using wired earbuds, exactly.
And what
I'm using wired plugged into a desktop computer, not a phone.
What were you using before those?
I was using these, but they failed. They didn't work, so I had to go back to wired.
Not to make the thing I just said like completely insignificant, but not to agree with you that wired is better than wireless. But during my live stream that I did before this Friday Night Tech Talk, I actually had a problem with my AirPods, so I couldn't connect them for like half the thing, and then in the middle of it, I tried connecting them again, and then they worked. And now my AirPods are connected; they're working just fine. But if these companies can overcome these problems, then there's no need for a headphone jack. And I think the only reason why, budget and mid-range phones have headphone jacks is because the people who buy cheap phones won't want to cash out a bunch of money on wireless stuff. But that's the reason why we need, big companies to make cheap headphones, because then, nobody's going to know Nubio as the brand of cheap wireless earbuds, but most people know Samsung, Apple, Google, these companies, they have an opportunity to essentially have a monopoly on these cheap headphones, but they're selling expensive high-end ones instead.
And Jabra is pretty good for the price.
Yeah, and J-Buds, those are another ones. I actually got the J-Buds Air from Best Buy for $25 on Black Friday. Those were pretty good. What else? What was I going to say? Right, OnePlus. OnePlus is now a mainstream brand. They make mainstream flagship phones. The OnePlus Bullet Z that came out alongside the OnePlus 8, that's actually probably my favorite pair of wireless headphones. They're $50. They have the sport neckband design, which I actually kind of prefer to the traditional design, because then they won't fall out as easy. They can charge 10 hours and 10 minutes, and they're $50. Like, that's a no-brainer at the price point. And like, even their more recent OnePlus Buds, they're just not as good. I feel like more companies need to go on the same path as OnePlus with their Bullet Z. Like, they really did a good job. And I think they'll give you a free pair of the Bullet Z if you buy a OnePlus 8 flagship or whatever.
Max, did you watch the Avatar?
Obviously, Ted disagrees with you.
Max, did you hear me? Did you watch the Avatar, the series on Netflix? It was on Nickelodeon too. It was on Nickelodeon at one point, but that was years ago. Well, the beginning like this goes, like the whole nation of smartphones were living in harmony until the Fire Nation attacked. Fire Nation is Apple, and removed their headphone jack. The point with the wired connection is you have some stability when you plug your headphones.
I mean, if you're
Is he there?
Now he's gone again.
That's all right. Let's go to the next story then.
All right, I've got it shared already, and this one will be for you to read.
Okay, what we got? What do we?
Whenever you pull it up.
Okay, let's do this one.
Google.
Yep, I'm going to it now. Boom, add to stream.
All right, this one's on you.
Yeah. Guys, as much as I'm liking this LG G86, when I'm doing the next stream, it's going to be on a MacBook. I can't
Right.
Okay. Google
Okay.
accidentally.
Sounds like a good idea.
Let's see. Google
Yeah, I'm
accidentally
hearing it.
enables home smart speakers to listen into everyday house sounds. Users have received notifications when their Google Home speakers hear. Oh, he's back. The artistry.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
howdy.
Hey, all right. We started the next story, Max. So we're gonna start
Smart
from the
speakers.
top.
Okay, well, why didn't this article come out in 2016? Like, people knew this back then, like when smart speakers were like first becoming a thing.
Oh, but no, this is a news feature. It just dropped earlier.
Oh,
It's
they
actually a good
they
thing.
mentioned that. They mentioned that in here too.
Yeah, one
yes.
day ago.
All right, go ahead, Ted.
So Google accidentally enabled a feature for Google Home users which let the smart speaker listen to the sounds of objects in your house.
Are you sure it's accidentally? I mean, Google's always not been the best when it comes to privacy. I would not be surprised at all if they're using these to listen to sounds in the house and gather data about users, and then use that data for whatever.
Yeah, but they are doing that. But hold on. A user on Reddit spotted a notification on his phone from his smart speaker, which alerted him to the fact that his smoke alarm was going off while he was cooking. Now, if you guys don't know, the Pixel 4 actually came out with this feature when it was first announced. So I guess now they just added it to the smart home speakers, which should have been done in the beginning. But anyway, usually Google Home devices only respond to its wake words, such as "Okay Google" or "Hey Google." Shut up! Nobody asked you. Quiet. Sorry about that. But in this instance, the speaker was listening out to a passive sound and make my dumb smart detector smart, the Reddit user wrote. Other users reported getting alerts for the sound of glass breaking, popped bubble wrap, an air compressor tank, and other high-pitched noises that sound like alarms. In a statement to Protocol, a Google spokesperson said that the feature was accidentally enabled through a recent software update, which has now been reversed.
Let me guess. In the interview, they were laughing nervously because when you laugh nervously in an interview, that's how you know they're lying. I'm sure. I'm almost positive that it wasn't accidental.
Although the feature provides greater security, it is a trade-off for less privacy. Yeah, that's essentially security. Google has adamantly pushed that the only way a smart speaker will listen to users is if it uses its wake word. The use of ambient monitoring for other reasons could lead to questions about what else Google will request to monitor in the future, especially since all that stands in the way of users' acquiescence is a privacy policy that few will ever read. Google is not the only company with this feature. Amazon Echo speakers added a feature like this in the 2018 called Alexa Guard.
Yep.
But the feature doesn't actually sound so horrible. If I'm living with my grandpa, or if my grandpa was living in his own place, like Nashville, Tennessee, and he just has on his hat and he just, he's oblivious to around him because he's doing live streams every Friday night. I'd be comfortable if I just had like a smart assistant that, would let me know like, hey, there's a smart smoke detector going off. And I'm like, George, or whoever, in this hypothetical scenario, it's just George to say, hey, your smoke alarm is going off. Get off the live stream.
But imagine this. Imagine this. Say you're like watching a horror movie or like you get jump scared for some reason, there's like a mouse in your house or whatever, and you scream and then it detects it and it thinks you're in trouble. And then they send emergency responders to your house or whatever. Like, I'm not saying that's going to happen. And I'm certainly not hoping for it to happen, but that's like the bad potential that this technology has.
That is also another potential feature. That's actually a good idea, Max. Google should actually have that.
And that's like on the Apple Watch, when it detects you falling, it'll like do a countdown to call emergency services. Like, I get that they're trying to look out for you and help you and all that, but like sometimes they might be going a little over the top with it. That's just what I think.
The new Galaxy Watch has the same thing built in.
Yeah, right. Samsung, another case of Samsung copying Apple.
Fun story. One time, actually, that's something actually like happened like that.
They don't copy each other, so I'm fine with that.
There's actually a PG-13 story that happened. One time, man and wife were performing, the wifely duties at night, and it triggered her Apple Watch, and police came, and it was like a 45-minute. Yeah, it called the police, and
called the police.
They called the police with the Apple Watch.
Apple Watch,
and because they were kind of panicked. Even though the wife said, hey, false alarm, we don't need anyone, because they heard the guy in the background, they were like, we're sending people anyway. And so, yeah.
You see,
and then when the police came, they separated the man and wife, and they were like, Miss, is everything okay? Blink once if you yes.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But yeah, sometimes, you got to be aware who or what you bring into your house. Mm-hmm. I'm looking back at my smartest speaker.
I mean, I feel like they shouldn't by default have that feature on, and they should just have the option to turn the feature on if you want it. And then that way, at least like when I had my Apple Watch, and when I initially set it up, it automatically turned on the emergency SOS feature. And when I was notified of that, I was instantly like, no, I don't want this. So I went to settings and turned it off. Like, it shouldn't be a default feature that comes with the presets, because most people won't need the feature, and they certainly won't want the feature. And if something like that happens, well, you won't want that to happen, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. But actually, Google did recently put out a privacy update regarding their smart speakers. It basically lets you know that, hey, we actually are using humans to, go through the data they get through smart speakers, and you actually have to opt out of that instead of opting in for that.
That's right.
So if somebody hears something juicy from a user's smart speaker, then they'll tell it to all their friends, and then they'll tell it to all their friends. And then soon enough, the whole world will know it. Great. It's just what I want. Thanks, Google. Google. I'm going to give you 50, 100. How much for this smart speaker?
Yeah, I'm in Chattanooga. I don't care if they tell it to all their friends in San Francisco. It just doesn't bother me.
What if you had the $1 million idea and it got that, huh? You are patenting an idea.
Well, what if you're like, what if you had a solution to, I don't know, just give me a random problem.
How about coronavirus?
Well, what if you had a magical pill that you just swallow? Well, actually, that already exists. So yeah, well, think of something else.
Are you thinking about Limitless? That sounds like Limitless.
Just any problem. Yeah.
Cancer?
Say you had, there you go. Say you had the perfect treatment to cancer, and you had it all laid out on a blueprint, or you all had it listed on something, and you told your friend or whoever everything about it, word by word. Google's listening in on it, and soon enough they'll have G treatment, a $5,000 cancer treatment by Google.
The problem with that is, if you told all your friends, one of your friends would beat you to patenting it. I guarantee it. So you shouldn't tell anybody.
Yeah, that's actually a rule for patenting. You can't tell anyone. That has to be a secret.
Exactly.
But just like if you had any $1 million idea, like Ted mentioned, like Google would be able to hear it, and then they'd probably do it. I mean, they have a lot of money. They have a lot of resources. They're clearly a big company. They make $200,000 per minute.
That's actually what came up during the Judiciary committees. When the senators were asking Google to promise that they wouldn't use Google. I think it was Google Play Services APA to not monitor app data and to clone it. And what was that guy's name? What's the CEO of Google? Sundar Pichai. He was not making He was not making that promise.
No, he wasn't about to make that
Oh.
promise.
No, he was just maybe possibly. Well, let's negotiate.
No, he was just like
Basically-
he was just like Google Play services. It's just to protect, app security and
Like when-
security of the users. And he would not make that promise to
Yeah, well, when
app
he
developers.
like a million alarms were going off in his head. No, we got to spy on them. We got to do it. We need money.
But guys, think about the purpose of these hearings. They know they're not going to get any of these guys to come up with a solid promise. But what it does do, it lets all these CEOs know from this point on, we're watching every single thing you do. That's the whole point.
Okay.
Okay. All right, next article. Yeah, that's a good.
Oh, we're done with this article?
Move on.
The next one is Google Fitbit acquisition.
Yeah.
That's old news.
Well, there's new news for the old news. All right, I'm pulling
Ain't
it
that
up.
right, George?
Yeah.
It's,
You know how many
all-
stories? You know how many stories I've written on my website, which I haven't touched in 6 months, about the EU and Google.
Yeah.
It's coming up slowly. I think the EU politicians are the greediest people on the planet.
It's not that they're greedy. They just
Yes,
they're
they
rolled
are.
out-
Yes, they are.
They can't be greedy. It's not like they're getting the monies.
Oh, you're right. Politicians aren't getting any money. What world are you living in?
European politicians.
Who are greedier than American, obviously. All right, I've got it shared whenever you want to pull it up.
I got it up. You take this one, George,
All right.
since it's
Yeah, I've got it. All right. EU launches full investigation into Google's Fitbit acquisition over health data fears. The EU doesn't trust Google's promises about data. The European Commission is launching a full investigation into Google's acquisition of Fitbit. EU regulators are worried that the deal will entrench Google's position as a market leader in online advertising by giving the search giant access to data collected from Fitbit's health tracking hardware that can be used for personalized advertisements. The reason I laughed, it said will entrench Google's position as a market leader. They've already got that. Anyway, the data collected via wrist-worn wearable devices appears to be an important advantage in the online advertising markets, wrote the Commission in a press release. By increasing the data advantage of Google in the personalization of the ads it serves via its search engine and displays on other internet pages, it would be more difficult for rivals to match Google's online advertising services. In recent months, regulators and consumer groups have signaled their concerns about the $2.1 billion acquisition of Fitbit, which was announced in November 2019. Google has responded to these concerns by promising not to use health data collected from Fitbit devices to target ads and to place it in a data silos separate from its ad tracking business. But the EU says these assurances were insufficient, as the information Google promised to place in a silo did not cover all the data that Google would access as a result of the transaction and would be valuable for advertising purposes. In addition to its worries about Google strengthening its position in the ad business, the Commission is also concerned about the effects of the acquisition might have on the digital health market in Europe and interoperability of rival fitness tracking devices with Android. In a blog post, Google SVP of Hardware, Rick Osterloh, stressed that there was vibrant competition to Fitbit's devices, and the search giant would be happy to make legally binding commitments on how it will use the health data it collects as part of the deal. We appreciate the opportunity to work with the European Commission on an approach that addresses consumers' expectations of their wearable devices, said Osterloh. The Commission now has 40 days until December 9th, 2020 to conclude its investigation. Update August 4th. Okay, that's just that they updated it on the 4th.
Yeah.
So, you see, we're happy to work with you. You know why he's happy to work with? Because Google knows anytime they're making
Okay.
money. The EU is not going to be happy until they get their hand in Google's pocket. As soon as the EU gets what they want money-wise, it always goes away. This is the EU with Google for the last 8 years, maybe. Never changes.
Yeah. Honestly, I think Google just bought Fitbit to spy on their users more. Because if you got a thing on your wrist, then they'll be able to hear you anytime, anywhere. If you're wearing that thing. So I really.
Well,
I'm not quite that paranoid, but okay.
no, but I
No,
thought, the whole point was, so that Google could get health data for ads. But, Google
that's
said they weren't going to
probably
use it
true.
for
That's what I would
Right.
want if I were them.
Another, yeah. And also, like, if the Apple Watch situation, if the Apple Watch situation that you told me about happened on a Google Watch, you know what they'd probably do? They'd make a news article about it.
I don't know.
Not that I'm saying that they would do that. It's just the random thought, that went in my head. But I really
all this, you really what, Max? Say it.
what?
Yeah, say what you're going to say, Max.
So basically, if Facebook was actually originally going to buy Fitbit, did you hear about that? Before Google bought Fitbit, Facebook was thinking about doing it.
Yeah.
I almost would be more comfortable with Facebook buying them than Google buying them.
I'll never be more comfortable with Facebook ever.
I know. I don't know why. I really don't know why. It's just I don't know, but it's just Facebook. Even though they've had their privacy their privacy situations in the past, I
Way
just
more than anybody else.
Google. I feel like Facebook saw Fitbit as an opportunity to capitalize on their hardware business, whereas Google is using Fitbit to send personalized ads to users through software.
Facebook does the same thing.
I know, but
Facebook.
Facebook, they've wanted to enter the hardware market, and they've tried to do so. I mean, with you see the Portal devices, and they're not just. I don't see them necessarily as ways of spying on their users, even though I'm sure they are doing that through them. I don't know. I feel like Google is going to be spying on their users a lot more than Facebook is with this Fitbit acquisition.
They've done a good job with the Portal devices, but if you're arguing in favor of Facebook over Google, that's a losing argument.
Yeah. In terms of ad algorithms, Facebook is way more, what's it called? Intricate?
Yes.
Intricate? Yeah. What's
I mean,
that
yeah.
word?
When you whatever for a Facebook ad, when you want to host a Facebook ad, you can target it to a specific group of users that speak a specific language that are interested in this specific thing.
But yeah, one thing though, here's actually a law. It's actually like illegal for an ad person to like have their ads target someone that's
Certain
based on their orientation and especially their gender and whatnot.
Yep.
However, Facebook, their ads will, based on the algorithm, will do just that for an advertiser.
Well, someone needs to look into that. I'll submit my claim and claim the however much money they're going to give me.
The trouble is, Facebook always finds a way to wiggle around it.
Yeah. And right now, Facebook has been trying to say hey, we don't want to monitor free speech or anything we like the sound of regulations. They've been trying to put on this good boy act for the past year.
And I've seen multiple instances of Facebook removing certain political posts.
That's true.
So I guess I would have, but
that's just the Trojan horse. That means Facebook wants something even bigger. It's like
Probably.
It's like when was it? When Mark Zuckerberg was trying to get Facebook into China, he was doing a lot of kiss ass to President Xi.
Yeah, about that.
Oh, you mean like the NBA? Yeah.
Yeah,
not the NBA. He invited the president of China to name his first child. Was that serious.
Really? I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they still wouldn't budge.
Yeah, I'm like, dude.
It's pretty strict over there. There's no YouTube, no Instagram, no Facebook.
No Google.
No Google of any kind, no Twitter, no nothing.
Yeah.
Speaking of China,
Max, want to do the next story?
Sure. I would like
It's,
to. Just gotta pull it up here.
I've got it shared.
okay,
Whenever you're ready.
Boom.
Is it the first one of the Verge?
No.
No.
This is
Oh no, no. Oh, the last one.
The
Oh,
last.
right. That was the other one was about the. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's loading up here.
Okay, take your time. At my
Mulan
age, being in a hurry doesn't do
Disney
any
Plus on September 4th for $30. Sounds like a little expensive here. Disney's live-action adaptation of Mulan will be released on Disney Plus on September 4th for $29.99, the company announced today. Disney executives walked through the new plan for Mulan's release during an earnings call with analysts today. The $30 fee will be on top of the $6.99 subscriber fee for Disney Plus customers. The company told Insider that the $30 acts as a purchase. As long as people subscribe to Disney Plus, they'll be able to access the film. Chapek also made it seem like non-subscribers pay $30 for the film as well, but The Verge has emailed Disney to confirm. We thought it was important to bring alternative ways to bring Mulan in a timely manner, Disney CEO Bob Chapek said. In countries where Disney Plus is not available, Disney is releasing Mulan in theaters on the same date. The new release date follows Warner Brothers' announcement that Christopher Nolan's Tenet will get a staggered release. Tenet will open in approximately 70 international territories on August 26 before getting a limited release in the United States on September 3rd. It will go city by city in the United States as country battles climbing coronavirus cases. Last month, Disney delayed Mulan indefinitely, pulling the film from its theatrical calendar. Two of Disney's other films, The New Mutants and Black Widow, remain with their respective release dates of August 28th and November 6th. A spokesperson at the time told Variety that it's become clear that nothing can be set in stone when it comes to how we release films during this global health crisis. Mulan has faced a bumpy road. The film was originally supposed to be released on March 27th. It got pushed to July 24th, and then it was delayed again to August 21st. Having Mulan on Disney Plus should help Disney a little, but whether it performs the way Disney needs it to remains unclear. And then there's an update.
Hey, so your family got to Disney Plus, Max?
Yes, actually, but I'm not going to spend $30 to get Mulan.
Is your mom or dad going to spend $30 to get Mulan?
I don't know. I don't think so. If I had to guess, I'm leaning towards no. But
no, you know how I am. If you want money from me every month, you're probably not going to get it.
Is $30 too much money to buy even if it's on demand? It's $30
on a one-time basis. I don't mind.
That would be like a big selling point of Disney Plus. I would, you know what? I would even be fine if Disney Plus raised the price to $10 a month if they added Mulan.
Hey!
It's better than paying $30.
Chill.
That's how weirded out I am at this $30.
For me, $30 one time is okay for me.
I think you could just wait like 6 months and it would come to Disney Plus for free. So like, why pay $30 for now?
That's probably true.
Maybe so.
Yeah, I don't have Disney Plus, so.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it. I missed out when they were doing the free trials, but yeah, I've been thinking about it.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. They got all the Disney stuff. They got The Simpsons, if you like that.
They got Simpsons too. Wow.
Yeah, I really like The Simpsons. Actually, it's probably my favorite show. Actually, yeah.
I'm an Avengers junkie.
But
I love Marvel movies, and I really like Marvel, but I'm not like a hardcore fan of
I'm a hardcore Avengers fan.
All right. So the last time something like this happened was during that Trolls movie, like the Trolls World Tour or something.
Yeah.
That one got released straight to it got released straight to Vudu and all these on-demand places.
Right.
But not for $30. Not for $30, and it was successful.
No, I actually watched Trolls World Tour in HD on Google Play Movies for like $10 or something.
That's
$10.
not bad. That's not good.
And now I own the movie outright, so I can watch it as many times as I want. But
and that movie turned a profit, so I think So I don't know whether Disney Plus is just being too expensive, or maybe it's because they only have one service they're releasing it on. They have to do it, but
the funniest thing in that story was the fact that they're going to release it in theaters too. Nobody's going to a theater. Don't bother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I promise. Yeah, no, I'm not going to a theater.
Exactly.
There's only one movie I'm going to go to the theater for. That's Tenet, and even then, I don't know how that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Mm, 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 mm.
Black Widow, I might go for.
No, I'll wait till that goes on to Disney Plus, and then
That
hopefully they don't charge a $30 fee. Because if they
Exactly.
charge a $30 fee,
yeah.
I'm not budging.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
see.
That's all the
Any-
stories, isn't it?
Yeah, is there any more?
That's-
I didn't see any more articles. The one we just read was the last one.
That's all the stories, folks. I guess we have free time. Unless you guys want to go enjoy the rest of your Friday night, we could talk about that Pixel 4.
Adi, that's all, folks. Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll be a
that's
minute.
also-
That's all, folks.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave right now. So it was great. It was great being on here. I'm probably gonna be here next week. So thanks for letting me join you tonight. And
thanks for coming in,
subscribe
Matt.
for smartphones and phone plan.
CMX. Oh, wow.
He's quick.
Yeah, he went out like Thanos'
Having
snap.
me in here and Max in here, you had a nice balance of ages. We had both ends, and you were and you were right in the middle.
What was that? The fates, past, present, and future.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. There you go. He's future. I'm past, and you're present.
No, the old one is future. The young one is past.
No, the young one is future.
No, the young one is past.
But
This is like, you remember?
the problem
remember
with me
Hercules?
is I'm 75 years old, but I still expect to live another 45 years. So I'm kind of present at the same time.
The future is hazy. The outlook is hazy. But
Oh yeah, my last name is Hayes. Of course it's hazy.
Yeah, that kid was right though about that Galaxy Note 20. I think just like that, the Note series just got bad.
Everybody is complaining about that plastic build for that kind of money. Everybody.
It's not just a plastic build; it's the specs as well. Like when the Galaxy Ultra came out, the Galaxy Ultra was a whole lot of extra, and the
Right.
Galaxy S20 seemed okay.
Yeah, with a bad autofocus, yeah.
Yeah, with the bad autofocus, but they fixed it with the Note Ultra. And now it's like, the Note Ultra is actually what the Note is supposed to be.
That's
and then
true.
the Note,
That's true.
I don't know. Ooh.
I'm glad
Oh.
my Pixel is on the way. Yeah.
You ordered your Pixel?
Yeah, I ordered it day
Pixel.
one. Yeah.
Oh, you ordered it. Dave.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks kind of plain to me. I think,
Next week I'll have the Galaxy Watch 3. The following week I'll have my Pixel.
As each year passes, Pixel phones get less and less interesting. This one is, I think the Pixel 3 looks way nicer than the Pixel 4. And I'm just,
Well, see, for me, I 4A, I'm going to compare it against the 3A. People want to see that. People are already asking me about that. So, and after that, then I'll be saving money for the iPhone, and then we'll see about the
Microsoft Duo.
Exactly. But if the Duo comes out anywhere around the time the iPhone does, my money will be going to Microsoft first. I mean, come on, we've all been waiting for this thing over almost a year now.
Yeah, it's been about a year.
Yeah.
Let's see, what have I been waiting on? I've actually been waiting on what I'm going to do for a new computer. The new, Apple Silicon chips.
Okay. Well, I'm already covered on that. So.
Yeah. I thought this was going to be a breakout for your, can I say it?
No, not yet. No. Next week. Next week.
Okay.
We got to wait till it gets here. Anyway, it was fun having Max because, he really did make a difference in the show with that youthful attitude. I like that.
Yeah. Mm.
And
Well,
you two seem to jive very well together. That's true.
It's closer, 15 is closer to 30 than it is to 70.
That's true. 75.
Let me archive this. I don't think they'll be watching Mulan over in Hong Kong, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Anyway, so we're good to go, I think.
Yeah. Well, let's see. All 4 of you that stopped by. Well, 6. The highest we got was 6 now. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Samuel, Gary. Who else?
I think Eleanor watched because she called me to ask about it, but I don't think she said anything in the comments tonight.
Well, howdy, Eleanor, and hope you're doing all right, Mike. This concludes our show for the Friday Night Tech Talks.
Okay, now for next week, I'm guessing it's going to be Will's channel, but I will double check and I'll certainly put it out on Twitter and Facebook. But I'm suspecting it's going to be Will next week.
Okay, all right. And let's see.
And please remember, folks, when it's my turn again, I can now broadcast to YouTube and to both of my Facebook profiles all at the same time. So just remember that. I'm excited about that.
Oh, and I'm also going to be uploading videos on this channel again, TED Talk. So
good.
Please subscribe. I'm going to put the banner one more time because it's the only way you're going to find me because I was very creative with my name.
and when Ted puts out a video, folks, I have to say it's always interesting. So it's worth watching, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, you have insights into cameras and stuff that I don't hear from other people too.
Yeah. I have like 11 videos queued up, so I'm going to post them at least once a week now.
Okay, cool.
For the next 10 weeks.
Very good.
But I also have this, hold on. I also we're going to be doing a video on a projector. Did you ever get the ZTE S Pro 2?
No, I thought about it. So you have it?
Yeah, I had it. I just sold it. It was a $500 projector. I won it from during a contest with them.
Cool.
It was like, yeah, we had an all-you-can-eat ribs contest, and
I'd never win that contest because I don't eat ribs.
But yeah, so I got it, and it was actually fantastic. It's put me on projectors. I don't own a TV. I've just been using that projector.
So now you have another one?
Well, no, I sold the S Pro 2 because it only got to 200 lumens.
Right.
And that was the max. And that was, for me, was like the bare minimum that you could watch it on.
Sure.
And in order to watch it, it had to be plugged into the charger.
Right.
But it was having these issues where it would start like, it would drop the brightness down to 150 lumens.
Ooh.
And at that brightness, like whites didn't look white anymore. The colors was off. It looked washed out. So
So are you getting another one or a different brand?
Yeah, I'm looking. The thing is, there's 3 different kinds of projectors. There's your 4-digit laser projectors. Right. There's your regular run-of-the-mill projectors that you will see in your office, and then you have your smart projectors. I got a run-of-the-mill. I think it was from Goody projectors for like $260.
Okay.
And I will say, it's very bright. The screen is very big, but it's not smart.
Okay. Now, what's the difference between this smart and the other one that you said?
With the one I have, like the Goody one, that one is just like a projector. You have to connect something to it.
It's a dumb projector, basically.
It's a dumb projector. You have to connect something to it, and even though you can connect a USB stick to it, on this one you have to format the USB stick to like exFAT, and in order for it to read the USB stick. And I'm just like,
yeah.
But it's bright, it's big. The fan is loud, but I connect it to my big boy speakers. Now, a smart projector, it comes with an Android operating system or some sort of OS.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes much more sense.
Yeah, so you can actually there's apps that you can install on it. Like it would run Netflix and Hulu and all that.
And what's the minimum that you could buy a decent one for, though?
$350. That's the.
Oh, I thought you were going to say $1,000 or something. Well, $350 sounds okay.
Yeah, it ranges from $350 to $500. That's for good, decent brightness.
Right.
And in the US, the only ones that make good ones is Anker, the Anker Nebula series.
I think Anker, everything Anker makes seems to be pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly. Everything they make,
I mean, speakers and whatever they make, it's always it may not be the best, but it's always good. You know.
Well, yeah, I think their battery packs are the best.
Okay, yeah, and their cheaper earbuds and speakers, they're pretty good. You know.
Yeah. And yeah, they also do smart projectors, and they are very good. They have the soda can looking ones, and then they have like the big like box square ones,
right?
Which is the Nebula Mars 2. Those are very good. And here's the thing: with the S Pro 2, it was stuck on the KitKat operating system, so it couldn't support newer apps from Hulu and Disney Plus.
Okay, that's not good.
Yeah, but I think the Nebula one. It's Android Marshmallow or a Lollipop.
Sounds like there's one in your very near future, in my opinion.
I'm gonna try out this, dumb projector I have, because one other thing too, it doesn't have a tripod socket, so I'm like stacking like castles and shoe boxes, to get it to like 7 feet.
Yeah, and make sure it's balanced right.
Yeah,
exactly.
But yeah, I love it. Like, another thing with a dumb projector is, it always has to be connected to a power source. Where smart projectors, they have an internal battery that you can take.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
But yeah, so this show was brought to you by Anker Nebula Mars 2 projectors.
There you go. Exactly.
Try them out. And link to the discount is in the description below. And if you don't see it, look harder.
Cool.
But that's it for tonight, guys. You guys have a great weekend.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Everybody have a blessed weekend. We'll see you next week, either on Will's channel or mine.
Mm-hmm. Now I figure out how do I cancel this podcast?
Do
I click the end? Is it the red button?
Yes.
The red button?